Welcome to another episode of Tips from the Swamp by Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists Incorporated. Today, with the help of my assistant Waldo, who can also be seen on our website, www.absolute-control.com, we're going to discuss how to check for power out on OSMs and quick troubleshooting view of the power interconnect, which is the device that everything channels through for operation of the Power Plus controller. When you first turn your controller on, you'll notice on the power interconnect that there are two lights that come on. One on the left, one on the right. If the left light is out, that means there is a problem inside the power interconnect which needs to be removed and repaired. If you'd like Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists to do that repair for you, go to our website. You will have contact information there, and we can show you how to get the unit to us so we can repair it. If on the other side you have on the right side a light that is on, that is saying that the 26 to 27 volt output is operational and the unit should work. If that light is not lit and your face panel indicates a breaker trip, you need to push the circuit breaker right there and see if the unit will hold reset and go back operational. If it continues to read breaker trip, even if that light is on, that is saying that there is another problem in that power interconnect, and the power interconnect needs to be removed, sent to Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists, and we will repair that for you and get it back to you in operational status. Now, once you've got it turned on, if you want to check for outputs on the OSM, you first must turn on the station. In this case, I've turned on station number 1. And you'll notice we get an indicator light that turns on for that OSM that says that station should be active. If it is not, you'll want to check the output of that OSM. And the way to do that is to turn on the station. In this case, I'm going to turn on multiple stations. And you'll notice we've got stations 1, 2, and 5 that are operational at this point. Now, to check for the output voltage, you will need to set your meter to read AC voltage. You'll then want to check for voltage at the power interconnect at the common wire connection, which is typically the last 3 or 4 from the bottom of this connector. You will also use the connection screws at each of the active stations. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this so that you will see it, and then I will come back to the microphone and talk to you. But I will be taking one of my probes and putting it on the 4th screw up from the bottom of the plug on the power interconnect on the right side, and checking each of the screws on the OSM that relate to the lit stations. So, pardon me while I check that, and you can see how it's done. As you noticed, each of those outputs were showing me 27 to 28 volts, which is correct, and that is the way it should work. If, however, you do not have output there, but the light is on, it says there is a problem in that OSM. You need to remove it, replace it with a good OSM, and send it to Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists for repair. Now, another thing to be aware of with the power interconnect. There are two power interconnects that are used on all of the PAR Plus and PAR Plus ES controls. You have the older style, which is from the early PAR Plus, such as this, and you'll notice that where the face panel connects, there's an open area there. That is the older style PAR Plus power interconnect, and it will work on all of the older PAR Plus units. However, the newer style power interconnect has a series of IC buffers in this area here. You can also see it on the back side where all of these chips are soldered to this unit. Now, if you have a PAR Plus ES, it requires the power interconnect with these buffers to work correctly and give you the correct designations. If you do not have that correct power interconnect, and you have the older style, which does not have those chips in it, the PAR Plus ES, when you turn it on, will come up with a readback of PAR Plus ES 56. It does not matter how many OSMs are plugged in. It could be 1, it could be 5, could be 3. It doesn't matter. It's always going to come back saying PAR Plus 56, which means that you have the old style power interconnect and you need to take it out and put in the correct style power interconnect with the buffer chips in it. Should you have it with the buffer chips in it and it still reads PAR Plus 56, then you know that there's a problem with that power interconnect. You need to change it and send it to Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists so we can repair that for you. This has been another episode of Tips from the Swamp, where we've talked about power interconnects and visual inspection and how to check for output voltage on your OSM. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us. For more information, view us on our website at www.absolute-control.com. We look forward to hearing from you and have a happy holiday season. Bye now.